As images like these are viewed around the world, innocent people, including children, gasping for air, President Trump is working with his national security team to send a message to Syria and the rest of the world that the use of chemical weapons is unacceptable and can't go unpunished.
We'll see what happens, folks. We'll see what happens. It's too bad that the world puts us in a position like that.
Key American allies are ready to back the president's action. In London, Prime Minister Theresa May's cabinet held an emergency meeting where ministers agreed on the need to take action. Later, May spoke with Trump, and the two agreed it was vital that the use of chemical weapons did not go unchallenged. French President Emmanuel Macron says his country has proof the Syrian government carried out the chemical attack, and he's also on board with possible military action. The big dilemma is how to respond.
It will probably be a short, quick, hard punch to the Assad regime, and that could be it. It all depends on how the Russians react and how the Syrians react in response.
It's a tremendously complicated situation militarily. Russian, Iranian, and Turkish forces are all operating in Syria, and American forces are also there, going after ISIS fighters. The U.S. doesn't want a military strike to widen into a bigger battle between the two sides, led by the U.S. and Russia.
We're trying to stop the murder of innocent people, but on a strategic level, it's how do we keep this from escalating out of control.
Russia is weighing its response in case America does lead an attack against its Syrian ally. A top Russian military official warned last month that a U.S. strike against Syria would draw a Russian counterstrike against both U.S. missiles and the ships launching them. And Thursday, Russia's ambassador to the UN didn't rule out the possibility of a U.S.-Russian conflict. Russia has moved its warships out of the Syrian port of Tartus to avoid a possible U.S. strike. Meanwhile, chemical weapons inspectors begin their investigation in Syria today. And at the United Nations, Russia has requested an emergency meeting of the Security Council. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.